60 million people tuned in on Friday night to watch Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I think we watched too because, hey, listen, it's part of the deal. It's there, so we should watch it and talk about it. But for all you people that thought that Mike Tyson was going to found the fountain of youth, I think it was just, you wanting to hang on to the nostalgia. But really, at the end of the day, it was what it was. And I'm not going to scream about it. I didn't have to pay for it. I just paid for the streaming service, but I didn't have to pay any extra out of my pocket. So it is what it was. And if you went there, fine. It was an event. It was a social thing to do. But you guys got to get that thing about Mike Tyson. If you guys thinking Mike Tyson was actually going to win this thing, I just didn't see it.
I think there's optimism there, hoping that Tyson could knock Jake Paul out. I mean, let's be honest. I think that's a majority of why people wanted to tune into this, because going off of what happened in his exhibition fight with Roy Jones, Mike looked pretty good. Now, take him away from there, he's obviously only getting older at this point, and that's why they say Father Time is undefeated for a reason, where even though it was a lengthy time off from his last exhibition fight, that's what this was. It was an exhibition fight. It wasn't really a real fight. But at the same time, you could tell that Tyson didn't look like the ability where, his mind wanted to do things, but his body definitely wasn't answering the call. And you could definitely tell Jake, too, was playing it safe, as well he should have, because early in that first round, it looked like Mike got him a couple times. And if you're smart, you don't want to keep taking that type of punishment or run the risk of that happening to you. So all in all, it was what it was. That's how I usually say it sometimes. There's nothing in terms of anything surprising that happened. Production-wise, they did a really good job, besides the buffering issues, which is something that, let's be honest, too, this is the new day and age we're dealing with nowadays, with Raw moving to Netflix, and you deal with, Peacock and other streaming platforms like Max, Showtime, what Paramount's trying to do. Those things are going to be an issue. Now, this would be a scenario, too, where it was the first time experiment for boxing to be on, if you want to call it boxing to be on Netflix. I don't know if they're going to do that anytime soon again as the train goes by for some weird reason, only at this time. And so I think ultimately it was what it was, but it was entertaining in the sense that people, if you paid money to expect another result, then you kind of were wasting your time there. So that's what it was.
So a lot of things there. I think that everyone that's had their little smart ass remarks about, WWE, careful what you're getting in bed with Netflix. So I don't think 60 million people are going to go watching Monday Night Raw on sticks as much as you'd like to think. I don't think they're going to have that much traffic that at that time. So I don't think it's going to be something that crazy that they're going to have to worry about. So that's one thing to ease your fears, WWE fans, WWE Universe. And as far as the fight, hey, listen. Right, you said it too, because you're more of a boxing person than I am and know more about the fighting and MMA scene. The last thing to go in a fighter is their punch, right, and their power. So you were kind of hoping that if anything Tyson was going to win, it was going to be with a punch. But then you see all the stuff that's going on with the contracts and how if Tyson didn't, if he knocked out Paul in the first round, he wouldn't get paid or stuff like that. So I'm not sure the validity of those things, but it makes you wonder one thing, Chancellor, before we move on. Was this to you scripted or staged? And if it was, did you have a problem with it? Me personally, I did not have a problem with it because you said the E word, exhibition. So this was more of a show. And if you're watching WWE and you're watching something like this, hey, if it's scripted, fine, let it be. But to think if it was anything more than a really my two numbers are this, 58 and 28, right? Tyson's like 58, Jake Paul's 27, 28. That was the big factor here. You can talk about scripted or not. This was an exhibition, and while it kind of leans to maybe there was kind of something going on where there was like a acknowledgement towards the end that, hey, let's just get out of this safe. Let's go home safe. Scripted to